An active weather pattern keeping us on our toes for all the holiday travel, tracking the best time to hit the roads as we deal with more storms in the forecast. I'm ABC 10 Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods. Now, earlier today, what a mess in the Sierra. We knew this was going to be an impact storm, especially for the Sierra, as we started to see fluctuating snow lines throughout the day. The heaviest rain actually hit early in the morning for the valley, but at times it was at a standstill for that traffic on I-80 with multiple spinouts. They had to hold traffic, just trying to make sure everyone could navigate safely up the hill there. And this is really interesting. You know, you travel right around this corner here at Whitmore Grave, and right beyond that, this is what you hit. Now, same situation on Highway 50. We didn't necessarily have as deep of chain controls into the afternoon and evening, but this is Echo Summit. So you come right around the summit, you go down the hill, and then look at this line of traffic that was trying to get into South Lake Tahoe, ready to see that white Christmas. Traffic actually cleared out quite a bit by the early evening, so that was some good news there. But a lot more storms in the pipeline here, and we're going to be tracking it all with our extended forecasts on ABC 10 Plus. Make sure you download it wherever you stream on TV. It's live, local, always on, and I always like to mention this. It's free. So many of those services you got to pay for, but not ABC 10 Plus. We're keeping it free for everyone. All right, precipitation since midnight picked up about 4/10 to over half an inch of rain throughout the valley. That is true as well along the coast. We saw close to about an inch for Placerville and Sonora, and then up top for this year, it was a mixed bag of rain and snow. It turned over to snow during the early afternoon, and so that was kind of nice to at least get some snowpack going for all the folks that want to do skiing, snowboarding, and enjoy that winter recreation over the holidays. Even as we head into the early evening, still some remnant showers in the foothills and the Sierra. Starting to see things lessen up, though, in terms of widespread activity. By the time we get past the 8 o'clock hour, we'll be done with this, but we set ourselves up in the valley for areas of dense fog. It'll be really nice once you get up above that fog line, especially into the foothills and the Sierra. Really a mix of sun and clouds, but overall a very quiet and peaceful Christmas Day weather-wise if you're out of the fog. Our forecast lows with the clear skies are going to be quite a bit cooler than where we've been the past couple of days. So we're down into the low 40s throughout the valley, a couple of 30s sprinkled in towards the Delta, 30s for the foothills, and only in the teens for the Sierra. Our future visibility, and this is really what's going to showcase how much that fog forms overnight throughout the valley, including the Sacramento Valley, the northern San Joaquin Valley, and then over towards the Delta. A little bit of breeze picking up, and that's going to help to kind of erode some of the stable environment and disrupt some of the fog conditions that we'll be seeing forming. But even at noon, forecast models are showing some of us still socked in there, leading to a very gray start to our Christmas Day with partial clearing during the afternoon. And that's really going to keep those temperatures down. For areas that don't clear out of the fog, we'll only hit highs in the upper 40s. Some of us looking at highs in the low 50s. All in all, cooler air mass. That cold front came through earlier today. Areas of thunderstorms, the snow level dropping, and the active weather pattern. Take a look at some of the pictures that we had for today. Just kind of a rainy start to our Christmas Eve. And this is more of what we're going to expect on and off throughout the week. And that Sierra snow. Now, that's an interesting story there because we're going to see a fluctuating snow line once again as we head into our later in our holiday week. Precipitation tracker, all of that being said, I know it's nasty travel weather, but we are starting to see those precipitation numbers climb again, giving us above normal precipitation at this point in December for downtown Sacramento. And for the season, we're about 1.5 inches ahead of where we should be. And there's more on the way. As you can see, this big plume of moisture sitting out in the Pacific, getting poised to move through for the rest of the holiday week. The good news there, we are dry for Christmas Day and all the travel. It's patchy, dense fog, and that's really what's going to catch people in the morning conditions for our driving hazards. But then by Thursday, it's back to moderate rain and snow. Snow level will be close to about 6,500 feet. But as the warmer part of that storm arrives on Friday, we drive that snow line up to about 8,000 feet. It goes even higher after that before falling again on Sunday. So lots of changing conditions in the Sierra. We dry out for tonight. We're back to the dry weather for our Christmas Day. Here's the line of moisture that's getting ready to move through for our Thursday. So that hits us with a few showers on Thursday morning, but the big bulk of precipitation doesn't hit until overnight Thursday through Friday. That keeps us really damp here throughout much of the northern part of the state, as well as snow for the Sierra. But here's where you can see the changing snow line. We end up with that warmer air moving in. Snow line moves up the hill to about 8,000 feet on Friday, but we keep that warmth in place. So Saturday, we're looking at a snow line close to 9,000 feet. That's going to melt a lot of that low elevation snow. Biggest bulk of rain throughout the day on Saturday will be north of us, but then the back edge of this plows through on Sunday and gives us more in the way of rain and snow. Plus, it's a cold part of the system, so it's going to move that snow line back down. Total accumulation about a ½ an inch to over an inch of rain throughout the valley and the foothills. And then when we take a look at the totals for Thursday through Sunday in the Sierra, about 1 to almost 20 inches of snow. The key factor here, it's going to be snow, rain, snow. So it's going to be a lot of mixed precipitation in there coming into the Sierra. Here's a look at the display as we move it day by day. Thursday, roughly about 6,000 to 6,500 feet for that snow level. That is going to put it below the passes, as you can see right here. But by Friday and Saturday, it is well above the passes. For anybody doing skiing and snowboarding, that's not the best news to deliver there. But if you are driving into the Sierra, that's actually much better conditions, because we won't have people having to pull off, making sure you have four-wheel drive, snow tires, that trucks are carrying chains or they have to chain up, and then the restrictions for speed limits as well. Now, Sunday, a different story as that snow line starts to come back down below the pass level. So going up the hill, perhaps on Friday, it's rain. Coming back down the hill on Sunday, it's going to be snow. Just be prepared for all sorts of weather up in the high country. As far as our futurecast, what we're looking at is that dry Christmas Day forecast, but the showers are just up to the north of us. So not the greatest news here for the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be really dicey there on Christmas Day. Quick moving little brush of rain early in the day on Thursday. Then the bulk of this starts to move through during the evening into early Friday. So we're going to get some pretty good stuff coming in here. Moderate to heavy rain and snowfall Thursday into Friday morning. Not a huge impact storm for us, primarily just because of the timing. Coming in overnight through early Friday. We'll also see that changing snow line. Here you can see how we've kind of erased that white throughout the Sierra and replaced it with more of that mix of rain and snow. And then it really becomes all rain into our Saturday forecast. We have a dry start, but here we see a lot of rain coming in before turning back over to snow on Sunday as that colder air works in. Then we start to dry things out. Now, there is a hint of seeing some New Year's Day showers, but overall, it does look slightly warmer in the forecast throughout the northern part of the state. And from about the southern Sacramento Valley through the southern part of the state, a likely drier setup. If you are traveling north along I-5 into the Pacific Northwest, we're going to hold on to that wetter than average pattern. For tomorrow, for Christmas Day, we're close to 40 for the Sierra after starting off in the teens. And actually, once you get to about Auburn and Placerville, you'll be above that fog line, and it will be actually a beautiful Christmas Day here. Even Nevada City, which had some thunderstorms and pea-sized hail earlier today, as well as Jackson, really pretty conditions with temperatures in the upper 40s to lower 50s. Now, along the coast, we'll see highs in the 50s after morning lows in the 30s for inland communities of the Bay Area. Our valley conditions, we're going to have to deal with some pretty thick fog tomorrow morning and only partial clearing. That's going to keep us in the upper 40s to right around the lower 50s for our Christmas Day. So kind of one of those days to maybe snuggle up by that fire and keep things warm, an extra cup of hot cocoa. Our mountain forecasts were dry for Christmas Day and then active weather returning Thursday through the weekend outlook. We'll see that as well for the foothills and for the coast. So travel Thursday, Friday through the weekend, not the best conditions there. There'll be a few opportunities time-wise to get out there, but just the hit and miss showers pretty much once we get into that Thursday forecast. And that will take us right through that last weekend of the year. Moving on to our extended forecast for our New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, we actually dry things out and we keep it in the 50s.